stay. There is a chance that we can make it so far. We stop believing now we can be who we are. Greece is the word that you heard. It's got groove, it's got meaning.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tuesday Live with Kim. Tonight is DoorDash shopping taking over food delivery. We're going to get into that and more tonight. On your way in, guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button before we even start. And I want to remind everybody that if you haven't done it already, Delivered. If you guys haven't signed up for it, I talk about Delivered, I feel like almost every single time that I'm on here, but I love it so much. They're a fantastic company. Even if you have to get on a wait list, go do it. If you guys haven't downloaded their new app, it's amazing, by the way. So go download their new app. If you haven't done your driver portal, it's right there on the new app. It's super easy. It takes you less than 5 minutes to complete, and it is going to make your delivered experience even that much better. So go ahead and do it. So, Anthony, I couldn't agree with you more. Okay, so is DoorDash is DoorDash shopping, shop and delivers, are they taking over the food delivery space? And there's a reason why I brought this up, because I'm going to show you some real life statistics from me, because it really got me thinking. Yes, last week at the end of the Sunday, I came home. I'm like, man, I did a lot of shopping this week. I'm like, what is going on? I mean, not that I'm complaining, because as a driver, I was making some good money off of some of these shop and delivers, but I'm like, I don't know how much I did, but it felt like I did a lot this week. So then I started doing some of my own research and my own statistics, and I'm like, yes, I did. And I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But are you guys finding the same thing? Are you doing a lot more shop and delivers than food delivery lately on DoorDash? I'm just curious. I can't be the only one out there that I feel like it's shopping. Like, is anybody feeling the same exact thing? Because usually when I feel it, other drivers feel it too. Okay, so and another thing that really sparked this too is I was talking to another dasher that I know really well in my market last week, and he's just like him. He's just like, I hate shopping, but I have to maintain my acceptance rate in order to still be platinum. But the only thing that keeps sending me are shopping orders. And he's like, I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a horrible shopper. I'm slow. I hate looking for things. Like, he was just so against shopping. And we were talking about like the toggles and stuff like that. But he's like, but I don't want to limit myself. He's like, I don't mind doing like 5 items, 10 items. But when it comes to like 15 to like 50 items, he's like, that's when I'm like, no, I'm not that sure. So he was noticing it too. I know I was noticing it, but thank God for some dashers for toggles. But so it really got me thinking, okay, so I went back to my deliveries of last week, and I encourage you guys to do the same thing if you're like me and are starting to see a lot of shop and delivers. So I did 84 total deliveries on DoorDash last week. We'll have some fun with this. Can anybody guess how many out of the 84 deliveries on DoorDash I did last week? Can anybody guess how many shop and delivers I did? I'll let you guys guess. Go ahead. If you're watching the replay, You can put it in the comments. How many shop and deliveries out of 84 deliveries do you think that I did last week? Should be fun. Right for 84. No, it was not 84. Bubba Sue, 45. Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in? How can you do a half delivery? What is it, like a stacked order? Half um half shop and deliver and half food delivery. Is that what the half is? That's funny. Okay. So if you guys haven't gotten this, you might want to look in. This is where the research comes in, but I encourage you to do this on your own. So every Monday, at least here in New Jersey, I get an email from DoorDash that really just says, "Hey, these are your shop and deliver stats from last week. Check it out." Do you guys get that email? So it came through late yesterday, and I'm like, "Yep, I did a lot of shopping last week." So here it is. I did 42 shops last week. 42. The previous week was 29. Oh, 50% of my orders last week on DoorDash were shopping. So if you guys haven't checked this out, I know, Bubba, so you were the closest. Crazy. So I encourage everybody to do the same thing. Obviously, if you have shop and deliver toggled on, definitely go compare yourself, because if you're thinking you're doing a lot, chances are you're doing a lot. This is where it ramped up. Now, don't get me wrong. I like shopping and I like the money involved in shopping. So to me, no harm, no foul. But if you take 42 deliveries, and I did a lot of money on Instacart last week too. So you add Instacart into the mix. Man, I got my workout last week. If you really think about it, I feel like I should wear like a Fitbit or something every single day to see how many steps I'm taking every single day. And then maybe this is my gym every single day, because man, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a very good, especially here in New Jersey, the ports. If you guys haven't been watching the news, a lot of ports are, especially the seaports in New Jersey, are closed. And it's going to affect a lot of shipping here and there. So it's interesting. So it really also got me researching, because I'm like, okay, so are we seeing more merchants than we normally saw in DoorDash? To me, I'm seeing the same merchants. I haven't seen anything, but I started to even research that. And there was an article a couple weeks ago that they added even more retailers. And some of this I think we already talked about. So they added mattress firms, so you can go pick up mattresses now. They added H Mart. I don't have H Marts here in New Jersey. You guys are going to have to let me know if H Marts are in your market. Avita, so beauty products, they added that. And it looks like those are basically the biggest ones that they've added as of recently. So is DoorDash, obviously, I'm going to assume they're trying to compete with Instacart. They're trying to compete with, Bubba, see, you have an H Mart. I don't have an H Mart. I'm assuming they're trying to compete and be the leader, because they're the leader in food delivery. Are they trying to become the leader in like the shopping sector of delivery as well? Like, are they trying to dominate the delivery space? I'm not even going to call it food delivery, shopping delivery. I'm going to call it the delivery space. Are they? Are is that the way that they're moving? I mean, if you really think about it, and maybe it's just me and my mindset, but you go to do a $30 shop, right? So you see $28, you see $29 a day or so ago. I did a triple shop and it was over $40. So the money is there. That's the part that's fantastic as a DoorDash driver, right? But when you're done with that shop and deliver that you just spent all that time doing and you just got like this really great payout and you're like, yes, this is awesome. And then you go and do a $5 McDonald's order. Like, does that make sense to like, does that make sense to you as a dasher? Like, you're all souped up because you're making money and you're making $30 and $40. And I even one time I did a $50 shop on DoorDash and you're like, yes, this is amazing. And then the very next order you get $5. And you're like, do I really want to do a $5 order after I just completed like a big shop or I just completed like a really good dollar amount? And I don't know about you guys. Base pays. I'm gonna give it to DoorDash with the base pays on shop and delivers are way better than Instacart and they're way better than Uber Eats. So some of these base pays are just out of control. I'm not complaining, keep them the way that they are. But when you see that and then you go to do food delivery and it goes from like a $10 base pay, I saw an $18 base pay, and then you go to a $2 base pay and you're like, why am I even doing food delivery? Like, I almost wish after doing so many of these, I almost wish that there are some markets out there that you can actually toggle off food delivery. And I wish that I could toggle off food delivery. Um, and Ivan, just to, answer your question, I feel as though DoorDash is getting away from large orders. I feel like they're getting away from catering. I mean, food delivery is there, but do you see food delivery as their main focus right now? I don't see food delivery as their main focus, even though they have the biggest market share that I have. I mean, I did get a LOC tonight before I hopped on here tonight. It was my last order of the night, and I did get an LOC. So I am still seeing them. But the money that I'm making on the DoorDash platform is obviously coming from shop and delivers. To me, it's absolutely crazy. And answer this. I'm gonna one up you a little bit on this one, Thomas. I did a $39 Dollar General last week. And I'll be honest, I'm like, oh, it was get ready for this 72 items in Dollar General. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I have to shop Dollar General in 72 items. Granted, a lot of it was multiples. So it wasn't as bad as it seemed, but it ended up being $39 from the Dollar General. And man, I have to tell you, this lady made out like abandoned if you really think about the pricing on Dollar General or even Aldi. Is like their prices are so inexpensive that you go to check out her 77 or 75 whatever units that it came to under $200. So man, it's crazy. But we all know Dollar General is one of my favorite places to shop. Even though I have to say the people at my Dollar General are super nice and very well organized. I don't know. I think uh, it's going to be an issue if they don't. I think it's going to be a lot of issues going on with the ports, especially I feel like closer to the like we in New Jersey have one of the biggest seaports um in the United States. So I think we're going to be in a lot of trouble if they don't settle something quickly with the ports going on. It's all we hear about on the news over here, just based on how close we are to the seaports. But yeah, if I can tell any guys start loading up, it might be like if you remember, like we when we first went into lockdown, like everybody was trying to find toilet paper and paper towels and man, it was a run. It was a run. But anyway, so I don't know. So what do you think going in? I know Elizabeth Seaport. It's one of the largest seaports in like I would say the East Coast. I don't know about the West Coast, but at least the East Coast. It's a massive seaport. So everybody start stocking up. That's the only thing I can say. Just in case you just never know. Um, but it raises a question to everybody. So, what do you guys think? We're in October. We're now in fourth. Can you guys believe we are now in fourth quarter? So that just means Christmas is literally, God, almost like less than 3 months away. Thanksgiving 2 months away. Um, so do you think that shopping is going to be the leader in the DoorDash app going into these next couple of weeks? I mean, I remember last year I had a phenomenal day before Halloween because of all the candy out there. I had over $100 shop on Instacart the day before Thanksgiving. So, is shopping going to be a massive moneymaker for drivers coming into fourth quarter? I mean, is DoorDash ramping it up because they want to see, oh, let's face it, they're all about dollars and cents and making money. Obviously, the shopping program is making money or they wouldn't be in the business. So, are they going to even see a bigger profit? Is this where their money is going? So, yeah, I'll shop all day long if they keep it up the way that it's going. Will I see bigger numbers than my 50% last week? 50%. I keep saying that. I'm like, oh my goodness, 50%. Will I start like turning it around that I'm doing more shop and delivers and it turns into 60 or 70% and 30%? I mean, granted, when I was, yeah, good point, Bubba Sue. Spirit Halloween was just added. You can go shopping for someone's Halloween costume now. I feel it, and maybe it's just me. Was it 2 years ago, 3 years ago? You guys might know more than I do. But remember the Super Bowl commercial? Was it last year that they were advertising you could basically get anything delivered through DoorDash? Is that their thing? Like, are they really trying to keep people at home and not leave their houses just based off of convenience? That's another question for you. Yeah. I agree with this. Shopping is where the apps are going because retailers realize it's another avenue for customers to buy instead of going to their real retailer's website. I agree. I think I feel like more and more, and believe me, it's funny but not funny. And going back to like my retail days, going back to my retail days is my husband would joke with me, and every time I would buy something on Amazon. My husband's like, "You're gonna put yourself out of business. Like, you're literally you're not gonna have a retail job in like 10 years if you keep doing it." And the funny thing is, here we are. A lot of the stores that I worked in are now closed. The companies, some of them no longer exist. But what does exist is shopping online and shopping through these retailers. And it's so funny that like that's the way that we're evolving is I feel like I've done a complete turnaround, right? It's what goes around comes around, but now I'm shopping instead of, working on the retail end, but it really is true that, people are shopping online because of the ease and convenience. You don't have to go this holiday season into like crazy, ridiculous retailers and stand in line. You just have to go onto your DoorDash app and say, I think I want this toy for my daughter. I think I want this for so and so. And it's the pictures that we're doing. So I think this is just the beginning. At least this is my opinion. I think this is just the beginning of shop and delivers. I think it's going to keep ramping up. I think we're going to keep seeing more. And I think it's going to be the wave of the DoorDash feature. But how is it going to affect food delivery? How do you guys think shopping is going to affect food delivery? I'm just curious. Oh, yeah. I swore once I got out of retail. I'm looking at Christopher's. I refused to shop on Black Friday. I swore I would never step foot in a retail store on a Black Friday ever again. And I have truly kept my promise. I made a couple promises to myself. I promised I would never, unless it was my choice, I would never work on a holiday ever again. And I swore I would never step foot in a retailer store on Black Friday out of respect to the workers who are working. I can't tell you how many times I went in on Thanksgiving and I was working on Thanksgiving, and you would get that customer that would come in and they'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you have to work today. That's a real bummer." I'm like, "It's a real bummer because you're shopping right in front of me right now." Like, people just don't get it. So, as a respect, I would just said I would never go shopping on Black Friday as a respect to people who work Black Friday. But man, yeah, I agree. I think food delivery, I think it's gonna ramp up. I think we're going to see a lot more food delivery. I think we're going to see shopping delivery. I still think we're gonna see food delivery. I don't think that's ever going away. I just think that we're going to see more shopping. And I think it's going to overpower some of the food delivery. And especially if that's the focus on where DoorDash is going. And if you really look at, like, you ever look at the actual DoorDash app itself and see all the promos that they actually run for shopping. Like, they run like dollar off. You get spend X amount of money, is get dollar off. Spend X amount of dollars, get free delivery. Like, they're always running some kind of promo on shopping for customers that it's absolutely ridiculous. So I guess, that's my prediction going into the next couple of months. It should be interesting. Hey, I'll always say keep them coming. Like I said, there are certain times, especially like morning and even afternoon or like Sundays. Like, I actually wish I could turn off food delivery and do nothing but shopping. And then there are some days that I can turn off shopping, especially during like a Friday night, a Saturday night, Sunday night. Turn off shopping and focus on food delivery. Do I think, large order caterings are out there? Yes, I just got one tonight. I know that they still exist. You have to just, unfortunately, go out and find them. They're not easy to find like they used to be. Like you used to be able, they used to beckon you. That's what I used to call it. You could be like 5 miles away and they would still send you because you were prioritized over it. Like that's not the case anymore. I feel like they've even switched to like you have to be in the proximity of whatever restaurant is giving out those orders. Like you almost have to be like right in front of it and be the closest person to do it. Like I feel like they've changed that around as well. Like I don't think it's about priority anymore. I think it's more about really just being in the right place at the right time. So, man, I feel like I gave you guys like a lot to think about as far as, shopping is concerned. Do you guys have any prediction? I'm just curious. Do you think that there's going to be other retailers added to the mix? I mean, what was it last Christmas? They added Best Buy. I actually kind of thought that was pretty ingenious going into the holiday season, going in there. Yeah, I agree. Like in order to get a lot of these larger orders, like you have to like almost be standing in front of the restaurant in order to get. I'm like, I think that I know, and I saw someone say, "Do you think that the rewards program is going to go away?" Who knows? I think they spent a lot of money on it, on the program itself. So I feel like they have to see it through. So I don't know whether it's going to go away, but I'll be honest. I think the whole you get priority based on your acceptance rate. I think it's a load of you know what. I'll be honest. I honestly think the rewards program right now it literally is about dashing now, and in my opinion, that's the only thing that it's really good for. I don't see priority as a platinum dasher at all. Oh, bye, Anthony. Have a good night. But yeah, I don't see it at all. So stay tuned. I'm curious on how these next 2 3 months are gonna go. I'm curious on whether we're going to keep seeing more. I'm curious on if the base pays are going to stay the same because they're really trying to get people like Lord into taking these shop and deliver orders. And hey, I'll always say, send them my way and I'll be more than happy to do it. Last night, my very last order of the night, I was shocked. It was 10 items from Walgreens of all places. And it was good money. And that's how I ended my night, which is actually pretty awesome. It's a good way to end when you end it on a high note. And then they send you like a $2 offer for like 5 miles, and you're like, and there goes your your high of the money that you just made. And you're like, darn it, DoorDash, really? Um, but yeah. And it's true, deliver it's the way to go. Deliver for catering, shopping for DoorDash and Instacart, piece it all together. I think Delivered is coming into their fourth quarter as well. I think we're going to see catering ramping up. So, like I said, if you haven't gotten on Delivered, try to get on it because I think it's only going to get better based off of fourth quarter holiday parties, holiday get-togethers, even in-house parties. People are just going to be catering left and right, trying to get their holiday parties even at their house. So it's coming quickly. I need everybody to start thinking about it because it's the way of how you're going to make your money in these next couple of months. It's not going to be about food, in my opinion. It's not going to be about food delivery. It's going to be about catering. It's going to be about shopping. It's going to be about all these apps that aren't food delivery that's going to make you money in the fourth quarter. Now, if you think I'm wrong, hey, let me know. Kim, I think you're dead wrong. I think it's going to be about food delivery, but I just I don't see it happening. I think it's so funny because I feel as though last year at this time, I'm like, okay, DoorDash and Uber Eats and like all these other apps like Instacart, like they're fillers into my DoorDash totals or food delivery totals. Like I'll take one, they'll fill in my day. And now it's like the complete opposite, right? You get a delivery, you get catering, you get, in my case, cartwheel. I can't even talk about deliver that because I haven't even gotten a deliver that order in like 2 months. But you talk about catering, you talk about grocery shopping, and now food delivery, and even DoorDash shopping. Now food delivery is like my filler. Talk about like a complete turnaround from like last year at this time. Absolutely mind blowing. At least to me, it is. But I find it fascinating. Oh, this is amazing. You found better results. I'm telling you, you do your delivered portal, it is going to make, telling you, do your delivered portal, it is going to make your experience on the delivered app even that much better. If you already love delivered, I'm telling you, you are you're going to love it. I'm telling you. As soon as I did my portal, and I did mine a couple of months ago, I stopped seeing orders that I didn't want to take because they were so far away. And then now I'm picking up from the parameters that I actually put into the delivered app. And I am now accepting almost every single order that comes into my phone. So I'm just saying, Emerald, here I come. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know whether I'll be Emerald or not, but that's my goal. I feel like that's every delivered driver's goal, is to become Emerald at some point. It would be really nice to be Emerald going into the fourth quarter. Hey, gig wise, what's up? I know. I'm telling you, I'm working towards it. At least I'm trying to work towards it. I really want to be Emerald, so I'm working towards it. Take orders, take orders, take orders. Do your portal so you can take orders, take orders, take orders. Tomorrow, I already have two scheduled for tomorrow. So, yeah, no, I'm telling you, whenever you need advice on delivered, go see Tim Gigwise. He's our guru when it comes to that. So anyway, guys, that is all I have. Thank you guys for being here tonight. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up on the way out, and I will see everybody, and I'll see everybody next week. Remember, kindness is always free. Bye, everyone.